high depend on the image that you are working with. The image might have transparency information or not. In GIMP, the transparency pixels are represented by this type of pattern, look like a checkboard here. So this image have a transparency information. Compare with the other image here that do not have any transparent information. So all of the image or the pixel here are colored. This transparency information have different reaction when we use eraser tool. Here is our eraser tool. This will erase to the background or the transparency. In this case, because the image have no transparency information, so it will erase to the background like this. When we have another background, for example, we switch this, we can have the eraser to change part of this image into black, the background color. For images that have transparency information, the eraser will change part of this image into transparent. Usually, GIMP will represent or will show that this image have a transparency information by writing the name of the layer in a normal font. Compare with the next image that have no transparency information, the layer is named by a bold font. To switch between these two types of image, for example using this, we can right click, go to add alpha channel, and this will add transparency information to the image. Of course, it is not shown now, but when we do erase here, this time the eraser will change the part of image into alpha channel or transparent. We can put back our image here into remove the alpha channel. In this case, all the alpha channel, all the transparency will change according to the background color. Transparency will have effect on how it reacts into the position of the layer, according to the position of the layer. For example, in this image, we have an image that contain of two layers. This is our upper layer. As you can see here is a picture that have no transparency, and the next layer is our background, which are black. Like this. So when we move our picture here down, it will be covered completely by the background. And then if we move our picture up, the background is completely covered by the picture. This is different if we use, for example, here we have two layers. One is our picture with transparency information, and the layer below it is a background that will be still shown in the overall picture because of the transparency layer. So the transparency pixel or information will basically show the layer below of that transparent information. To play with our transparent information, we can also use mask layer. For example, with this picture, here I right click and I add layer mask. Here, for example, I use white as our mask, means full opacity. Add. So here I now have the picture and our mask. I right click again and I want to see only the mass. So this is the mass information. For example, if we want to make part of this image transparent using the mask, I use black here. I use my brush and make some black part here. Or we can also use, for example, gradient tool and make some gray area. For example, in this area, I make a gradient, something like this. So this is our mask. And what will happen with our image is, for example, here I show the image, not showing the layer mask. So our image will have part that is transparent. If we delete our background here, we can see better, yeah, that we will have part that is, yeah, transparent here, according to our mask. So here we have seen that we can show our layer mask using this one. We can also directly edit our layer mask. For example, in this picture, I edit layer mask and just do paintbrush and edit this layer mask. So basically, I draw circle in my mask. Here to see it, show layer mask. This is what I just recently draw. If we do not like this mask, if we don't want to use it, we can easily delete our layer mask or disable first. For example, here disable, so the mask will have no effect. Or if we really like it, we can just simply apply our layer mask here, and it will be applied, and we cannot change again our mask. To play with images that have transparency like this, sometimes we need to export this image into common image file type, and make sure that if you do export, please save it into a format that can save some transparent information. For example, here PNG can save your transparency information from your image, but if you export it as JPEG, will normally change your transparency information into the background pixel. Thank you. Hopefully this will help your practice in using GIMP. Bye bye.